everybody, this is Corrine of Cora's Comforts. I'm just here jumping on. I haven't been on here in a really long time, so I'm going to do a couple card readings and maybe do some slow voice and light language and see what comes out for everybody today. The first set of cards I'm going to do is numerology, and we're going to get into the numbers of this feeling that's going on. So anybody out there that is feeling rather pressurized or oversensitive, like you're waking up and you feel like your bones and muscles are really hurting or heavy, or your heart is upset, or you feel kind of distraught and you don't know why. There's a lot of crazy energy coming in from the photon belt. There's also a new moon in Taurus, which grounds you after having a new moon in a more flighty, I guess you could say, energy. And so it's grounding us. Taurus is really about the state of your stability, about your money, about your finances, about what you want to bring into your life in terms of dreams and aspirations and purpose. And it's about a running start. So it's the intention setting is over. And now we have to bring those intentions into the actual physical world. And that might be why you're feeling a lot of pressure. Also, right now we're in this great time of change, as everybody knows. But with that change, we're also losing karmic density. And so when you say losing karmic density, it's all that karma from every other life that you're living currently, all your past lives, all your future lives, and then all your Akashic fields. All of them are lifting. So there's all this karmic stuff that's coming up. It's emotional and psychological and mental and spiritual, and there's all this stuff like really vivid dreams. We're in a time of feeling all of our past mistakes, but don't take yourself so personally. Don't take it all personally. Don't take it all so harsh. It's just coming up to be released. So if you're having dreams or you're running into people that you haven't seen in a while, it's like an endings and a beginnings thing. So your programs and your patterns, traumas and triggers are coming up in terms of just emotions and feelings and running into people and old relationships. You just need to think about them. You need to think about the placement in your life, whether you want that energy in your life, whether you want that energy to dissipate and go away, and just make the decision. And it's not even something that you need to do out loud. You just need to validate the feelings that are coming up in that relationship and validate the emotions and all the memories and the crazy dreams and let it go. Just breathe in and let it go. And acknowledge what happened in the past and acknowledge those memories and those experiences. Acknowledge the crazy dreams, because that's where you have different karmic energies that are coming up with family from the past and different like cultural and generational and even DNA strands that are coming up from different contracts and different lives that are coming up. And it's like a pattern that's following through. All these lives are just coming up to be let go. And so any pressure in your body that you're feeling, like the last couple of weeks, I've been getting up and I literally feel like I've been hit by a truck, but nothing has happened in my physical life to make me feel like that has anything to do with this life. It's just all past stuff. And it has to come up through your cellular system, through your spiritual system. It has to like vacate your mind and your brain and your psychological self and all of that. It all needs to come up. And usually the body is the last place where all of that stuff gets formed and stored. So I think that's probably what I wanted to jump on here and just say is that this is all very normal, even though it doesn't feel normal. And then once all of that comes up and lets go, then it's a making space. So sometimes when all of these things come up, you lose friendships or you lose loves or you lose different parts of your life. Well, don't fret, because you have to get to this still point. And then when you get to the still point and all that chaos is over and you've lifted and you've made decisions about certain people in your life and places and things and jobs and all the stuff that's got us going in circles, then there's a still point and your brain gets very, 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 very clear. And you get very, very clear on your purpose in life, and you get very, very straight and narrow about where you want to go. And then all the people that are not on this journey with you for your best good, they leave. And then all your soul family comes up and they come to enjoy the space that you've had open for them. They've been waiting. And so the minute you get clear about yourself and you clear all the other stuff that's going on, then what happens is all the people that are for you, all the energetic frequency and vibration that you are sending out into the world is clear. So that means there's a clear path for the people that are supposed to be in your life, the ones you have signed current contracts with, the ones that you've renewed contracts with in the Akashic Records and the halls of Amendi. They can come forward and fill your life with lots of love and experience and wisdom and knowledge and new things that are going to make you look at life differently, new experiences, new interests. And then you change and you shift, and all of a sudden your intuition starts to work a little bit better, and things are more in aligned, and you're more in a flow. And there's that still point. And in that still point, you're like, oh, but I've lost so much, and there's like so much stuff that's missing. Well, give the universe time to fill that space that you've just created, because it takes a while. And you have to go through recalibration, and you have to like get to know yourself again. And you need to look at things and patterns that you're still holding that may be good for you because you have to learn them, but learn them. Life is messy. This whole entire process of letting go and becoming new and instilling and recalibrating all the energy and wisdom and knowledge from before, but leaving all the experiences and memories behind. That's a recalibration on its own, and it can be very physical. It can be very emotional, psychological, mental. It can be very, very depressing. And if you are, I really believe in breath work, and I really believe in like grounding yourself and having a practice of yoga or breath or going for walks or hikes or connecting to nature, or doing something that's really good for you and really that you love and enjoy, that actually calms your heart, mind, body, and soul. And that makes it easier to go through all of those soul reconstructions, recalibration, renegotiation of different contracts that we hold. Everybody's got them. Everybody has negotiations that they have to go through. Everybody has contracts. Every person that we see, every person that we know and talk to and share space with, we have a contract with them. It can be a sentence long, or it can be many, 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 many volumes of work that you've done in other lives and in this life and in future lives. And we're a lot bigger than we think. And this body that we're wearing in this life is just one aspect of things. So I'm coming on here today. We're going to do some numerology cards, see what numbers come up, and I'll explain what's going on. It'll match the ether, and I'll do some guidance cards, and I'll see what spirit has to say, and maybe do some soul voice and light language. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, for anybody who is joining me, this is recorded. This is not alive, as you can see, and I think that's probably a better thing. And then we'll see where the energy flows. So I just want the universe to come in and agree to me and see what they have to say for this video, and I will do some cards. So angels and higher dimensional beings of love and light, I'd like some numbers to come out of this card for anybody that's going to see this video in terms of what we're going through on the planet, mind, body, and soul. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what numbers come up for all of us today. So this is my numerology deck. It makes it easier for visuals for you guys. So we'll see just what happens. Oh, and there's like 3 cards right on the floor. So we've got patience, and we've got follow your dreams, spirituality, and we've got love, and we've got creativity. Those are all really good. So with these cards, it's about color and vibration and number. So the first one is 2, and it's the patience card. And patience is all about the physical self and our root and our sacral. And the 2 is about boundaries and making conscious decisions to say yes and to say no to certain things. It's about choosing what we want to love and what we want to put our energy into. It's choosing about what we want our focus to be. And it's also thinking about unconditional love, because it's the first number of the 258. line, which is your emotional line. And it's about what do we want to sink our purpose into? And so everybody's born with skills, talents, and resources. So when we're thinking about conscious love and conscious interests and conscious ways of looking into ourselves, applying within, living our life from the inside out, it's really about thinking about what you want to put your resources into and what you want out of it. And it's a giving and a receiving, and it's also a teaching and a learning. And so when patience props up, it's patience to let the people that need to be in your life come in. But patience is also about discernment and deciphering who is right for you and how those people show up in your life, and having the patience to let things unfold as they're supposed to without jumping to conclusions, holding space and observing what's going on in the physical world, because orange is very physical. It's very much about your own courage and your own willingness to stand in your own place and take up space and to understand your own boundaries and understand your own resources, but at the same time, looking outside of you and seeing what everybody else's boundaries and resources are and who is drawn to you and who is not, and for what reason. So that's where the discernment comes from. So 2 is about balance. It's about emotional balance. It's about discerning, deciphering boundaries, and it's about making conscious decisions to step into interests, projects, and people that make sense for you, and discerning what is wrong for you and stepping out. So that's that first card. So it's the courage of being able to step in, hold space for yourself and others, visualize what you want, observe what's going on, and choose the right path for you. So patience, and 2, boundaries. That's the first card. The second card is follow your dreams. So what that means is the outside color is aqua. And so that's 2 different colors combined. We have the green, which is logic and practicality, which uses your ability to discern. So it's coming from the 2, coming into this. So we have a 85, which is, we'll get there. So the blue is about nurturing. The green is about practicality. The blue is always going to be about feelings and emotions and altruism and where you're giving and where you're receiving and love and unconditional love. And then the green is all about how you instruct that. It's the practicality, the logic, and the understanding behind that, without being perceived as anything else. That's just your environment. The pink on the inside is about unconditional love. It's about really looking at where you're giving and if you're giving too much or not giving enough. So following your dreams is about going onto the inside of your heart and really knowing what lights you up. What are your interests? Where do your resources lead you? And going in that direction and doing it from a practical, logical, instinctual place with love. And so the 8 and the 5, the 8 is the last number in the 258 line, which is the emotional line in numerology. The 8 is also about subconscious mind. So you have that connection to the first card with the conscious mind. Subconscious mind, your dreams, your dharma, doing what has to be done for your soul and for your own life. Figuring out your spoons, figuring out your resources. What do you need to be happy? Where are you giving too much? Where are you not giving enough? It's about that. So the 8 is all about living your dreams to the fullest, understanding your resources and what brought you here, what you really need. And then the 5 is actually the middle number for the 258 for the emotional line. And the 5 is intuition and the 6 senses, and taking the intuition and the 6 senses and just really delving in to that and how they're created. And so the 6 senses is like your 8 clairs. Okay. And so it's all the ways that we perceive and understand our non-visible world. And so the 5 asks you to look at your normal senses, your heightened sense, your ESP, your intuition. And then it asks you to be tolerant of everybody else, to be flexible where you need to be flexible, but also have boundaries from the 2. But it's also about teaching and learning. And it's about really looking at things from a deeper perspective, and it's about creating the life that you want in that emotional sense, and learning at the same time about other cultures and wanting to travel and be curious about what everybody else sees. But first it's living from the inside out. And then once you're out and looking at it through not only your filter, but also asking questions and being curious. So that 8 and that 5 is really about giving and receiving, and really doing that with love and altruism. So yeah, 8 and 5 is 14. So yeah, that brings us back to a bunch of other numbers. So 8, 9, 14, or is it 13? I hate math. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, it's 13. There you go. So 8 and 5 is 13. So yeah, that's a 4. And that's funny because the 1 actually is about identity, resources, skills, and talents, and how we lead and communicate who we are to the world, and how we hold ourselves in a stasis where we know who we are, but we are allowing other people to be themselves and not being hyper responsible for anybody. So it's about leading and mentoring and loving people for who they are and not putting them into any kind of box. That's the 1. And then the 3 is all about putting yourself first, really. It's about service to self and then others, because you can't help and serve and love others if you're not okay. And so it's that balance. And then it's about taking the initiative to step into the projects you want, be forceful, action orientated, and be physically creative. So that's just the 8 and 5 together. So that's a beautiful card. And then we have the next card, which is 77, spirituality. So this is the first number in the spiritual line, 789. So the 77 means you're mastering what you need to have in your life, your actions, your intentions, your goals, and your skills and your resources, and you're letting go of what does not serve you. So that's really big. The 7 is mastering this world and this plane with the spiritual aspects that you know live inside of you in terms of your soul and how it connects with your body and your mind and your subconscious mind and all parts of your soul. So the 77 calls a person to see themselves and to really recognize their old haunts and whether they are relevant in their life anymore. Also, it gives them a chance to really review what they want to change, where they want to go. Mastering that part of yourself means you're relinquishing and letting go of old patterns that maybe you picked up from your family, or they're inherited from friends, or they're just in the past and holding you back. So that 7-7 is really asking you to step into your own spirit and step into your own path without any influences that are overacting and causing you to trigger. So that, and the purple is all about spirit. It's opening up your third eye. It's connecting to your higher self and your higher oversoul. It's connecting to your shadow self and looking at the shadows that live there that hold you back. That 7 is asking you to be very clear about your intentions and your practicality in life, and asking you to be very clear about this life and how it connects to all the other lives that you know are going all at once, because it's the doorway. It's the first number, 789 for spirit. It's the doorway to 1,000 lives. It's the doorway between this life and everything else that's going on around you in other lives, and those connection points. So when you meet somebody and you're like, oh, I know that person, but I haven't met them in this life, it's because it's soul recognition. You know them from another life. So finding out those patterns and letting those patterns go and letting new things happen with that relationship, or continuing on and trying to figure out how to reconcile whatever is going on between the two of you, or between you and that place over there, or that job, or that, whatever it is that keeps coming up, life to life to life to life. So yeah, so that's mastering it and knowing what to let go of and what to keep. So the next one after you get through that is 3. And we talked about 3 with 8 and 5. So this is creativity. So this is pure joy. Yellow has always been about pure joy and creativity, but this is a golden yellow. So this means getting to, after you've done all the work of patience and following your dreams and spirituality, you get to this place where you can really sink into what you are, physically creative, and really looking at the solar plexus and looking at where you're going from here and what you want to be in your life so you can thrive rather than just survive, but be abundant and thrive. And that creativity is your marching orders from your soul. So that creativity really allows you to open up to new understandings inside yourself, because you're a universe inside yourself as well as a universe on the outside, right? So they're connecting and they're talking. It's the micro to the macro. So the creativity comes from your skills, talents, and resources, and your ability to decipher what is best for you and using it to go and follow through on all your creative impulses. So then the last one is 6. It's love. And that's good, because love is all about emotions and feelings. It's all about altruism, and it's a kind of love. There's many different kinds of love. So when we look at this, it's the 6. So 6 is like a balanced number. People are scared of it because, well, we don't have to go there, but it's related to a form of religion. But you don't have to fear 6. 6 is really about thinking. It's about asking all the questions that make everybody else uncomfortable. It's really about looking at things in terms of how we perceive ourselves and what is loving. And it's like the physical world on this side. If you have 6 and you have 6 dots, 3 dots are for math and science and reality and anything that's fixed in this physical world. The other ones is your emotions, your feelings, fantasy, imagination, and what makes you tick, what inspires you. And it's like spirit, your spirit and soul coming together with reality, the place where we live, and coming together, and science and spirit actually validating and informing each other. And we're getting to that point of balance. So balance is love, and blue is altruistic love, and it's unconditional love. So how do you unconditionally love yourself? How do you unconditionally love the other ones, other people and places and things in your life? And where is that balance? So it's asking you to balance yourself, really look at yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually, and really understand, okay, where is my giving and receiving? What is really going on in my environment? Am I giving too much? Am I over giving? Love is the key, right? In here, and what kinds of love do you have in your life? And where are you lacking? What do you need? What kind of love? What kind of love do you need more of? And where is that balance? So those are the cards from my numerology deck. So my phone's about to die. So I'm just going to do some light language for you all and see what comes through. So Miada Shuriotai and Yatato Suriate and Yashni and Yatata Suriatatai and Yashne, Iatodu Shuriate and Itesti Yatatai and Adoshuriatai. Miani Tashuriani Atatasti, Sirianium, Itatosuriatai, and Natasti, Diasturiatai, Ishni, Iti, and the Rosurium Batai, and Yishni, and Atasti, the Atatosuriasti, and Dasti, and the Ataseundia Tasti, Amanai, Ishniata, Ataisniata, Yadon, Yuroaniana, Sierranum. Thank you, Palladians. Thank you, Arcturians, and thank you, angels. That was 3 different transmissions. All asking you to stay within your own boundaries of yourself. Think about yourselves first. Get grounded. Love yourself first, and so you're able to go out and love others. If you're feeling any kind of density or any kind of pressure, they say just release it. Go for a walk. Get grounded. Do some stuff with water. Have a deep talk with water. Talk to your water before you drink it. I know that sounds weird, but it's true, because we're like 90% water. Or just have a really good bath and just be able to sit with yourself. They're saying go inside, figure out what you need to change, figure out who you are, figure out where you're going, and then speak it. And be deciphering in terms of how you speak it, but be of love. Walk in the space of true understanding of self and love. So I bid you farewell, and I hope this helped. And I'm doing sessions with breathwork and heart mind coherence, and also light language and healing in a quantum way. And I'm still doing cards, and I'm still doing all the things that I normally do, numerology, and doing mediumship and talking to angels and spirit guides and getting you connected with all parts of your soul. So if you're interested in that, I have sessions open. It is Saturday, so tomorrow, Sunday, I have sessions open 1 and 3, 5, and 7. And then Monday, I have a nighttime session open. And Tuesday this week, I have afternoon sessions 1, 3, and 5. And then I will probably post underneath this video when I have other times. That's just off the top of my head. I bid you all farewell and namaste. Have a wonderful day. And if you want to book a session with me, just text me or call me, 306-533-1165, and I'd be happy to book you in. Have a wonderful day.